Hello students, I am Hasmutullah from GK Jain School. Today we are going to proceed again with the international economics. We are dealing with the international economics which deals with various input and outputs of how an international economic works, how an international trade works. What does this international economics or the international trade has an impact on any business cycle? How this international economics is playing a vital role in the export and import. How this international economics is helping the nation to have the proper economic growth. That's what we are saying. So in a simple way, what is the international economics is? It is nothing but a study of how the exchange of goods and services is being taking place from one country to another. Here we learn about the international trade, the exchange of goods from one place to another place, which has the condition as there should be at least two products and there should be at least two countries. In today's topic, we are going to see what are the various gains from the international economics. What are the various gains from the international trade or international economics? The profit we are getting from the international economics, that's what we are going to see. Let's start. International trade helps a country in export and import, and thus the gain from international economics may be characterized under four heads. So whatever the profit, whatever the benefits an international trade or an international economic gets, it gets from the very important factor, and it gives the boost to the very important factor, and the factor name is export and import. That we can say that every country who is involved in international trade or who is involved in international economics, they have the proper utilization, they have the proper implementations of two things, that is export and that is import. In various theories of economics, whether the Ricardo theory, whether the any other economics theories, we have seen that for doing the international trade or international economics, there should be some conditions. And the one most important condition in every theory is there must be a labor. There must be at least two countries. There must be a proper rules and regulations by the proper authorities like WTO, like IMF. That's what it is going to help. The major impact, the major help, the major benefit that international economic brings is it helps to have the proper usage of export and import. A country's export and import can be improved only when there is a proper usage of international standard of economics, international trade value. That's the reason international trade helps a country in exports and imports, and thus the gains from international may be characterized under the four heads. You can categorize the gains, the benefit, the importance, the profit of having the international economics in the four heads. Number one is efficient production. Number one is efficient production. For the efficient production of a product, for efficient production of a goods, for the efficient production of services, one should have the international economics. If I am a businessman and I want to have the business at a proper international way, I should go for the export and import. But when I have the understanding of the international trade, when I have the understanding of the international business, when I have the understanding of international rules and regulations, the export and imports rules and regulations, what will happen? It will help in my business to growth. How does it help in the efficiency of production? If my product goes in India alone, the Indian customer response I will receive. The different kind of responses I will not be able to receive, only I can receive the taste of an Indian. But when I am in an international market, I will have a taste preference of the US people, I will have a taste preference of German people, I will have a taste preference of Japan people, everywhere where my product is going for sale. Efficient production. It will help me to have the efficient production. It will help me to have the proper regulations, proper rules, proper efficient utilization of the production facilities. My production of any product is good in USA and I want to have the production in India. That is the foolish thing. When there is an international economics and international trade being taken place, what happens? It gives the efficiency in production. Whichever country we want, whichever place we want, whichever direction we want, whichever type of production we want, we have the efficiency. We have the capabilities. We have the easy moments to have the production of that particular product. That's what it says, efficient production. Point number 2, equalization of prices between countries. Now, it is what the problem occurs here. A company is there who is based in London, and it is a solo company which wants to rule to the entire world. But they are not having an international economics. How it is possible? Or the product price will be different in every country. Why? Because based on the economic value, based on the economic factors, the price will be different. But when there is an international economics, what happens? There is an equalization of prices in different countries. The price will be equal, it will be stable. If the price of a BMW car is 19,000 in a US market, the same should be there in London market, in Japan market, in Korean market. That's the policy gives the international economics. That's the benefit of having the international trade or international economics. It gives you the chance to have the proper and equal pricing level everywhere. Whichever country who is coming together to give the effect to the international trade, to give effect to the international economics, they will have to sign a contract. They will be agreed that we are going to have the equal price policy. Equalization of price between the countries. Every countries who are involved in this international economic international trade, they will have the same pricing policy. Point number 3, equitable distribution of scarce materials. Now, I have a company in India. I have lot of resources, lot of materials for the production. For example, I am the bag manufacturing concern, the bag manufacturing firm. I have lot of materials, the meti, the runners, the jips, and the various other inputs that is being used for the manufacturing of a bag. But the same company I have in US or the same company I have in Germany or in Russia, it has the scarcity of meti. Meti is the material that is used for making a bag. Or the runner. No, the black color, the jip will be there, no? That is what we call runner. Or any other part of a kind of rope that we use for the special design and bags. So all this thing is scarce in other branches, other countries. Because of the international economics, there will be equitable distribution. If India, Russia is coming together for one particular economic policy, for one particular international trade, what will happen? They will make sure that both the countries should have equal distribution of that product so that both countries can get the maximum profit from their partnership. That's what. Equitable distribution of scarce material. Whatever material which is less, we can use it. What is the best thing available in India that you can say? We don't have the scarcity at all. Labor. The labor is the major factors in India. Every country who wants to have the link, who wants to have the partnership and in international forms, in international business, international economics, international trade, they want to have, for the one of the various famous reason, they want the labor equalization. For the labor purpose, they come forward and have the partnership. Because all other has the labor issues, India is having lot of labors. General advantages of international trade. Apart from these three, efficiency in production, equalization of price between the countries, and the equitable distribution of the various scarce materials, it gives the another advantages. What are they? Availability of variety of goods from consumption. Variety of good will be there for consumption. Before the East India companies or the Western countries comes into in India, we used to have roti, chapatis, parathas, all these things. But now when the Western culture has comes to India, now we used to have pizzas, burgers and other things. What does it mean? That for the consumption, for satisfying our needs, we have the different kind of goods. We have the lot of different availability of sources. How it is? For example, before independence, or you can say before the explosion of international trade, Indian used to have the small cars. The ambassador car you could have heard. But after the international remote control areas, after the international economics, the international trade, you can have any car you want in India. That's what. There is availability of all the goods that the person, that the consumer wants for the consumption. More employment opportunities. As a part of India, which has the major issue in employment, we cannot give the employment to everyone. When there is a proper relationship of international trade, we can supply our labor to another country, their labor will come to other country. Efficiency of labor can be built up, and what will happen? Employer opportunity can be done. The employees will get a jobs. And the last, improvement in various fields, whether in the field of educations, whether in the field of transportation, where in the field of goods and services, every field there is an improvement. So these are the various benefits of international trade. The next thing is terms of trade. The gains of international trade depends upon the terms of trade, which refers to the ratio of export price to the import price. If you want to analyze If you want to analyze the proper utilizations of various input and outputs of the terms of trade, if you want to have the proper gain in international trade, you should understand the terms of trade. What is terms of trade? Nothing but the ratio of export price to the import price. What is the export price? What is the import price? And the ratio behind it. We can see the three factors over here. TN, net barter terms of the trade. PX, index number of export price. PM, index number of import price. Now, with the help of these three advanced formulas, we can see here. Net barter term of trade. This is developed by Towsing, a famous economics, in 1927, which explains the relationship between the export and import ratio. It is developed by the famous economist called Towsing in 1927, expresses the relationship between how the export and import has the connection. It has the formula of Tn is equal to Px divided by Pm into 100. What is Px? Here we have seen the index number of export price divided by index number of import price into 100. If you do, you can get the net barter term of trade. Gross barter term of trade developed by Towsing in 1927, and it was an improvement over the net barter. From there, they wanted to have some extravagance things, some extra advancement. For that, they came across something called gross barter term of trade. Developed by Towsing in 1927, it was an improvement to this net barter trade. What does it explains? It explains the index relationship between total physical quantity of export and the total physical quantity of import. Here, we just take the relationship between export and import. Here, total quality of export, total quality of import we take. Example, TG, because gross we are having. So TG is equal to QX. What is QX? Index of export quantities divided by QM. Index of import quantities into 100. With the help of that, you can get the gross total or the gross term of the trade. At the last, we have income term of trade. In this is developed by the G.S. Dorrance in 1948, which says that it is nothing but value of export divided by index value of import. The index value of export divided by the index value of import, what it gives you the income term of trade. The formula Ty is equal to Px divided by Pm into Qx. So with the help of these terms of trade, you can identify the varied utilization of trade, how the trade is being utilized, how the price index is being faced, how the total physical quality of export and import is faced. In simple terms, the total export and import is being utilized for the purpose of having the proper relationship between the export and import. To have the proper utilization of trade in two countries, this terms of trade is being used. We have three things: net barter, Tn is equal to Px divided by Pm into 100. Gross barter, we have Tg is equal to Qx into Qm into 100 divided by, and the third one is income term of trade, Ty is equal to Px divided by Pm into Qx. So till now we have seen the various things of gains and the terms of trade, which helps to have the proper understanding of how the export and imports has the proper utilization in the international trade and international economics. In next classes, we'll see the different exchange rates, exchange things of the international economics. Dear viewers, if you have not subscribed the official channel, do subscribe GK Jain Schools and press the bell icons for the latest and nearest videos. Thank you all.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.